my fellow explorers, and welcome to an entirely new space for filming that you guys have not seen yet. This is my bedroom, and it is 9:15 at night. We are still stuck at home. I am very bored all the time, and I just watched a very depressing 2.5-hour film. So, I decided I'm gonna lift my spirits, and I'm gonna watch one of my all-time favorite movies. The 2005 version of Pride and Prejudice starring Keira Knightley and Matthew McFadden. I love this movie. And it's been a hot while since I watched it, and I just started it, and I was like 2 minutes in and I realized I am literally out loud talking to the TV, so why aren't I filming this? I don't know if anybody's gonna watch this. I don't know if anybody gives a crap. I don't really care if anybody watches this. It's 9:15. I'm eating my spaghetti that I just made, I'm drinking some White Claws, and I'm playing some Animal Crossing on my Nintendo Switch Lite. But I'm gonna watch this, I'm gonna react. I've probably seen this upwards of like 50 or 60 times. Like, I'm literally just quoting half the movie, which is probably what this video is going to be. But you know, I don't really care. I'm not wearing any makeup whatsoever, so I look very tired. I'm gonna start. Let's go. For background, I just watched The Pianist, which is a 2.5-hour, very sad movie about a man who spent the entire World War II just trying to survive. It was a mess, and it made me very, very sad. And there were multiple times in that movie that I literally couldn't watch the screen. I thought I was going to throw up. So I need happy times. Here comes Keira Knightley walking with a book in her classic brown dress. This is the shit I need right now. When I used to take piano lessons back in middle school and through high school, I had the Pride and Prejudice piano book, and there were a couple songs I could play. We'll get to the Georgiana song later, my favorite song. I learned how to play that, and it was like my shining accomplishment of all of my years of piano. He's single! Mr. Bingley, apparently.
Heavens.
People.
So much, Papa!
At once! No compassion for my poor nerves. This party was a mood. I remember the first time I watched this and I was like, damn. And also, the fact that Carey Mulligan was Kitty in this is like still shocking to me. She had such a small role in this, and now like, look at that woman. God, this movie just cracks me up.
10,000 a year, and he owns half of Derbyshire.
Miserable Hoff. Love at first sight, though he won't admit it. I literally can't with Miss Bennett.
And may I introduce Mr. Darcy of
Pemberley and Derbyshire.
I mean, I can read, of course, and I'm not suggesting you can't read out of doors. Of course.
I love Bingley. Lydia!
Do you dance, Mr. Darcy?
If I can help it. The, like, glorious awkwardness of that scene. It's like just chef's kiss.
Perfectly tolerable, I dare say. You're not handsome enough to tempt me. You'd better return to your partner and enjoy her smiles. You're wasting the time with me.
Darcy's face just always cracks me up. Caroline Bingley looks like she has to take a shit. Mr. Bennett, like, chasing after the dude with the wine. Mood. God, I can't stand the mom. I know it's not news, but like, damn.
It is a pity she's not more handsome. Mama? Oh, but Lizzie will never admit that she's plain. Of course, it's my Jane who is considered the beauty of the county.
I've seen this so many times and she still makes me so uncomfortable. If this was my mother, I would smack her in the face.
So what do you recommend to encourage affection?
Dancing. Even if one's partner is barely tolerable. Drops mic. Her face when she walks away. Like, that is like a strut. There were scenes in this that I literally would have to rewatch over and over and over just to try and understand what they're saying, because Keira Knightley talks so fast, which like I love, but I literally like could not understand what she was saying for the longest time.
She'll go on horseback.
Horseback? Mrs. Bennett and her schemes. No.
People do not die of cold.
But she may well perish with the shame of having such a mother.
Lizzie's comments and her sass are like They're incredible. I love this shot, by the way. Her hair needs a brushing. Like, I love Elizabeth, and I get that she's been walking and like had them, but also Darcy and the way he stands up cracks me up.
Don't worry, I don't know who is more pleased at your being here,
Mama, oh, Mr. Bingley.
I mean, it's, sorry, not a pleasure that she's ill, of course not. It's a pleasure that she's here.
Being ill. Bingley. There's that bitch. Wicca.
Leave to defer.
This conversation is so boring.
You all paint tables and
So
cushions.
who paints
I never heard of a young
tables?
lady
Was that really like a skill that young women had?
Miss Elizabeth, let us take a turn about the room.
Did they think that was exercise?
Mr. Darcy is not to be teased. You're too proud, Mr. Darcy.
This man can say so much with just his eyes, it's like incredible.
Mrs. Bennet,
A Miss Bennet, a Miss Bennet, and a Miss Bennet.
It would be an excellent
I can't. I've literally seen this so many times, and like Kitty and Lydia make me so uncomfortable.
There's no house to equal it in the county.
Why would she say that out loud in public to them? Like, I don't get it. Gotta say though, I do really like Caroline's green and white dress here. It looks really good with her red hair. He helps her up with his hand. And that look. And his, like, hand flex. The hand flex, guys. The hand flex. I can't. Stop.
Mr. Collins at your service.
I can't. I literally, this man makes me so uncomfortable.
My small rectory
Abuts.
her estate.
I love when he says that. I don't know why. I just really like that word, abuts.
After dinner, I thought I might read to you all for an hour or two.
An hour or two?
I have with me the eldest Miss Bennet has captured my special attention.
Yours, I believe. Allow me to oblige.
Oh, no, Mr. Wickham, please.
How would you like my ribbons for your ball?
I hate her so much.
Be sure to invite Mr. Wickham.
You can't
He is a credit to his
invite
profession.
people that aren't invited to a party. I can't.
But Darcy ignored his wishes and gave the living to another man.
Lies. Lies.
His father.
All lies.
So now I'm a poor foot soldier, too lowly even to be noticed.
This manipulative bitch.
Did you see how he don't?
I'm gonna really need Mrs. Bennet to shut the up. Also, Darcy, like, following her without her noticing, well, is such a move. Where did all of these people come from? Like, where did they find all of these very rich people in the country to come? Did they, like, all come from London? As many times as I've seen this movie, I should remember more from the book, but I literally read the book years and years ago. I remember pretty much nothing from it.
Her ladyship included have complimented me on my
Lightness of foot. This is my nightmare.
If I may be so bold, to remain close to you throughout the evening.
I could see myself getting so drunk at this kind of party. This was one of the first pieces of, like, classical music that I truly fell in love with. Was it because of this? Yes. But I've taken classical music classes and I still love this song.
I'm perfectly happy to oblige. Please advise me of what you would like most to hear.
That reply will do for present.
He literally doesn't know how to handle her sass.
Why do you ask such a question?
To make out your character, Mr. Darcy.
What have you discovered?
Very little. I hear such different accounts.
The
of your
sexual
possible
tension in
history.
this scene is off the charts. I really don't get the people who think that, like, the 1990s miniseries is better than this movie. I don't get it. I'm sure it's more accurate, but, like, I don't. That one doesn't make me feel a type of way. Like this one does.
He's the nephew of my esteemed patroness, Lady Catherine.
Mr. Collins, you will consider it an impertinence.
Not an impertinence.
Mr. Darcy. Mr.
I
Darcy.
can't.
Mr. Darcy.
I can't. I literally can't.
Good evening.
I can't. It makes me so uncomfortable.
We fully expect a most advantageous marriage.
I really need her to shut the up. I love the way that Darcy and Caroline dance. Mrs. Bennet is drunk as and Mr. Collins with this sad ass Daisy. It's time.
Everyone else to the drawing room. Mr. Bennett? Now?
He's like, really, woman, I'm reading my paper. The fact that he didn't even ask for her father's blessing first. Red flag. This entire depiction is so iconic, with him trying to propose to her in front of a cut ham.
I am not the sort of female to torment a respectable man.
Please understand, I cannot accept you. I am Kitty and Lydia in the background, who literally cannot keep their shit together. Go back now and say you've changed your mind. No. You cannot make me.
Your mother will never see you again if you do not marry Mr. Collins, and I will never see you again if you do.
Mr. Bennet is a boss. I've always been so mesmerized by this shot.
I'm 27 years old. I've no money and no prospects. I'm already a burden to my parents.
You know, I feel Charlotte on like a deep, deep level sometimes.
Mr. Darcy?
God, he looks so good.
Mr. Darcy, I have no idea we have the honor.
Garbage.
Miss Elizabeth, I'm a guest.
His eyes.
Mr. Collins, you can't sit next to your wife. Move. Over there. No governess.
Five daughters brought up at home without a governess. I never heard such a thing.
I think it would be very hard on younger sisters not to have their share of amusement because the elder is still unmarried. It would hardly encourage
Sisterly affection.
In fact, there are few people in England.
I love the men's stance. They're just like, hello, I am here to stand and watch you women do whatever it is you do. Casually walks over to his woman.
I do not have the talent of conversing easily with people I have never met before.
Perhaps you should take your aunt's advice and practice.
Another mic drop. I've never seen a character say so much with just their eyes in my whole life.
Mr. Darcy?
This scene is incredible.
Please do be seated.
I can't watch it.
Good day.
Okay, Miss Elizabeth, it's been a pleasure. And storms off.
What on earth have you
Done to poor Mr. Darcy. I have no idea. She's like,
Did Mr. Darcy give a reason for
oh
this?
no, this bitch. This bitch did not do that. Oh no, he did not. This entire movie has like the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen in my entire life.
I don't understand.
I love you. Most ardently.
No, it was more than that.
How, sir?
It was the lack of propriety shown by your mother, your three younger sisters, even on occasion your father.
And what about Mr. Wickham? From the first moment I met you, your arrogance and conceit, your selfish disdain for the feelings of others made me realize that you were the last man in the world I could ever be prevailed upon to marry.
Oh shit. She's like, did I take it too far? Okay, low-key, I love this scene. The cinematography of it, where literally, like, all in one shot, it's like a whole day. Like, I know the whole scene is just all lighting, but it's so good. And she does the entire thing without blinking.
As to the other matter, that of your sister,
And
Mr.
the
Bingley,
shot of him riding through the
notice
woods.
done with me may to you appear insufficient.
This whole scene just
They were in
really
the
gets
service
me.
of a friend.
Lizzie, how fortunate you have arrived. Your aunt and uncle.
Hey, remember when her mom said she'd never talk to her again?
They sit down with the officers every night.
Please, Papa, don't.
Lydia's so obnoxious. Oh my god.
Come to the Peak District with us, Lizzie, and get some fresh air.
The glories of nature. What's a man compared to rocks
It's in mountains. I feel like I once looked up where that cliff was, but I don't remember where it is. Also, I guarantee you, wherever it is today, so many more tourists. You're never gonna get a place like that, like on your own, to just walk up to. Granted, lower class people like myself did not have the luxury of traveling like we do today. It was just for the rich people. I would literally lose my goddamn mind if I saw that, which is basically Lizzie's reaction. And theirs. I remember that this sculpture scene is actually the first time I ever saw this movie, and it was like this scene with all the marble.
Do you not think him a handsome man, miss?
Yes.
Yes, I did say he is.
Is she at home?
How did she lose them that quickly? Low-key, I would give anything to go visit Chatsworth. She's like... Look at that strut. A man in a riding boot.
Very fond of walking.
Yes. Yes, I know.
I forgot how much I love this movie. They're so cute.
Lizzie, we've just met Mr. Darcy. You didn't tell us that you'd seen him. He's asked us to try.
She literally just got back.
There's something pleasant about his mouth when he speaks.
There's something pleasant about his mouth when he speaks.
Particularly wants you to meet his sister.
Okay, this is the song that I used to know how to play on the piano. I wish I still knew it. Maybe I'll learn it someday again.
Your unfortunate brother once had to put up with my playing for a whole evening. But he says you play so well. Then he has perjured himself most profoundly.
No, I said played quite well.
Oh, quite well is not very well. I'm satisfied.
The look.
Do you play duets, Miss Elizabeth? Only when forced. Brother, you must force her.
That scene. So cute.
Oh, it's from Jane.
And then things go south. I know.
Wickham's a fool if he accepts less than £10,000.
10,000?
Heaven forbid.
You're married. And at 15 too. Ring the bell, Kitty.
Mrs. Bennet has no chill. If I was Lizzie, I would literally walk right up to him, smack him in the face, and storm off.
Mr. Bingley is returning to Netherfield.
Mr. Bingley?
Mrs. Nichols
They're all like,
She expects you.
hold the phone, people. This scene is kind of iconic.
He's here! He's here! He's at the door! Mr. Bingley!
Mr. Bingley!
Are you well, Mr. Darcy?
Quite well, thank you.
I hope that the weather stays fine for your sport.
I return to town tomorrow.
My Jane looks well. Does she not?
I love this scene. I think I've said that through like half this movie. But I love this scene. It's so cute. Darcy having to impersonate and pretend to be Jane is all kinds of fantastic.
First, I must tell you I've been the most unmitigated and comprehensive
ass.
Yes. 1,000 times.
you guys, but I'm gonna let it auto-correct for a little bit. I know it's drastic change, but, like, the next couple scenes, they're too iconic for me to, like, have this bright light in my face. Like, this shot with, like, the light behind him, like, the sunset coming behind his hair, it, like, illuminates it.
Lizzie, what on earth is going on?
Misunderstanding.
Is it?
What's he like? God. This shot of him walking through the fog with this epic music. With his cloak billowing in the wind? I can't. I think I've watched this scene probably close to 200-300 times. Ugh.
If, however, your feelings have changed, I will have to tell you. You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love. you. I never wish to be parted from you from this day on.
And then they turn towards the sunrise. And it's cold. Me up.
I love him. He's not proud. I was wrong. I was entirely wrong about him.
The young man come to marry a kid, having sex in the bed. I'm quite at my leisure. I was a little worried that they might leave this clip out, this ending, because they like to leave it out in some of the versions. The way she just caresses his calf.
You may only call me Mrs. Darcy.
When you are completely, perfectly, and incandescently happy.
It's been a great time. I love this movie. When I say I fell in love with this movie, I fell in love with this movie. This movie, like, literally opened up an entire world to me that was, like, period dramas, and I just love it so much. I will love this movie until my dying breath. Is it my favorite film of all time? It might be. Because I don't think any film, as many times as I've ever watched a film, like, I don't think it can give me the reactions that this movie still gives me. I hope this video turns out okay. I really don't know. There is a reason that Pride and Prejudice is one of the most adapted stories of all time. When you really think about it, Jane Austen books in general, and largely Pride and Prejudice, they were the first stories to ever have fan fiction, which I think is wild. That fan fiction has become so mainstream, like Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. You all can say what you want about that film. I really enjoyed it for what it was. Death Comes to Pemberley, another great, like, fan fiction. This story resonates with so many people. Maybe, you know, depending on how this does, maybe I do a series where I react to the miniseries, because I literally think I watched it once after I watched this movie, that would have been, I mean, 7th grade, that was literally like 10 years ago. I, like, read the book around that time too, and I wasn't used to, like, the writings of older pieces, just because that was, like, my first experience with it, so, like, I feel like I know I missed a lot. This is the version that sticks with me. Like, I know there's a lot of other characters they had to leave out of this, and just so many other subplot lines that they had to leave out. Like this video if you guys want me to do, like, more reactions to, like, other period pieces in general, because, you know, Outlander doesn't last forever, and I do really like doing these videos. Let me know what you guys think if you want me to do more reaction videos. And if you have suggestions. Almost 1 a.m. Yeah, it's 12:50 in the morning. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more reactions. Most of them at this point are Outlander, but if you have not watched my other reactions and would like to, you can watch them up above in the little eye clicky circle box. I gotta go, because I gotta get up for work in the morning. Till next time, happy exploring.